Today we've got another Maelstrom of War game. We're just working our way through the missions here. We've rolled up for Deadlock this time, so we're going to start with 6 tactical objectives and then count down as the turns go on. And on turn 3, stratagems cost twice as many points. So that's going to be quite a shock to the system, because it's the debut of the Astra Militarum, and they've got a lot of stratagems to play with. So we'll see how this one turns out. We've got the Night Lords versus Cadia's finest. And we've rolled up for deployment, so it's going to be Vanguard Strike. The Cadians will be in this corner, and the Night Lords are going to be over in this one where most of the objectives are. So the Cadians are going to have to go forward. It's going to be interesting to see if that penalises them for their special Cadia trait, but we've got the ranged firepower. Okay, 2,000 points of Astra Militarum. We're using the Brigade detachment for the first time. It's the big one, so we've got a load of command points. There they all are, 12 in total. And this is the Cadian Phoenix. These are the fighters from the Fall of Cadia campaign. They were there, they've got the scars, and now they're going to continue the campaign into the stars, take the Chaos Forces. So we've got loads of cards. I always wanted this in 40k, to feel like a commander, and with the amount of cards that the Astra Militarum have, you just really feel like you've got everything at your fingertips. So with all that said, we've got the command points, we've got the cards. Let's have a look at the commander. So here he is. He's company commander. He's got Power Fist and Bolt Gun. He's going to have the Relic of Cadia. So if you're within 12 of him, you can pretty much do it every turn. If you're within 12, you can reroll the hit rolls of 1 and the wound rolls of 1. If you're against Chaos, which is the today's occasion, you can reroll all filter hit and wounds. It's megally powerful, that one. But he's got to stay alive to do it, and he's only a human, so he can die pretty easy, and especially when he's high value target like that. So we have to keep him alive. So he's the commander. His warlord trait will be Supreme Tactician, I think it's called. It's the first one. If you spend stratagem points, you get to get them back on a 5, just like the Ultramarines ones, if you're familiar with that. So it's going to be new stuff for me today as well. It's the first time I'm playing this codex, so pretty excited about it, because didn't think that the index was up to much, but the codex looks great. So we've got more HQs. We've got Saiga. He's got these Psychic Powers, Psychic Barrier and Psychic Maelstrom. Of course he's got Smite as well. We've got Lord Commissar. So this is the brother of the Commissar who fought in the Fall of Cadia. He's coming to avenge his brother, and he's joined this regiment to keep up family honour. So he's got Plasma Pistol, he's got a Power Sword, he's a Lord Commissar. We've got elites now, so we've got Lieutenant with a Bolt Gun, 2 command squads, 2 melter guns in this one. Both have a Voxcaster, both have a standard. This one's got 2 grenade launchers. We've got a Ministorum Priest, a Engine Seer, and we've got 6 troops as mandatory. So these 2 units are the same. There's a Voxcaster in every squad. The 2 have auto cannons, 2 grenade launchers in this one, and then in this one everyone's got a flamer in each squad. So 4 of those. So expect combined squads on these squads down this rank. So I'm glad Consolidate Squads is back, or is present. So that's something I really like to do. We've got fast attacks. So we've got 3 Sentinels. This is a full unit because we've got 2 Hellhounds as well with the heavy bolters. So that's filling the 3 fast attack slots. And we've got another HQ. So I was going to do this as a tank commander, just a basic tank commander, but it's an old tank. He's been in the wars. He's an old mark of the Lehman Russ, but we've made him Pask instead, because for 10 points extra, you get the hit on 2s, and you get to issue an extra tank order. So it's crackers if you don't. So he's going to be Pask, but it's not really Pask. He's just using the rules. He's going to be somebody else, but he's equally as capable. And then for heavies, we've got a heavy weapons team with heavy bolters, and we've got 2 Lehman Russ executioners. They've all got heavy bolters. Got a Demolisher, all with heavy flamers, and a Basilisk with a heavy flamer on the front. So that is the force. Big force. No Chimeras. I think Chimeras have had the day now. They can't move and shoot in Cadia, but if you had the Talon force, they'd be really nice in there, but not for Cadia. not right now. So we're going to see how this force goes about business.
Right, so we've got 2,000 points of Night Lords here, entirely unmarked. Don't believe in Night Lords being marked for chaos. They're just entirely renegades with a murderous intent. So what we've got here is Lord there. He's got the claws of the Black Hunt, and he has a warlord trait, the Night Haunter's Curse. And next to him is a sorcerer, and he has Warp Time, Prescience, and Smite. He can use 2 of them. And we've got 3 units of troops. Now these are variously armed. Some have got chainsaws and whatnot, but for the purposes of this, they've all got bolgers. There's 2 plasmas in this one, and we've got a flamer, a combi flamer in this one, and these are all bolt guns. And they're in the Rhino. The Rhinos, as you can see, they've got Havoc launchers. One's got a combi flamer. And for our fast attack, we've got these Raptors, 2 melter guns, got lightning claws. The heavies, we've got a Land Raider, and we've got a Predator. It's Predator autocannon, 2 las cannon, and 2 flyers, 2 Hell Drakes.
That's a deployment. Has finished. It takes a while when you've got the Astra Militarum, but they deploy a unit first, but this is how it's all ended up for them. Masses of bodies here. So we've got the 2 Hellhounds out on the wing. We've only, well, I don't think we're even in possession of 1 objective here. It's going to be a really hard slog for the Imperial Guard to actually win this game, but I think we're going to have fun trying to, because there's a lot of stuff here. Right, so we've got the 2 Hellhounds there, as we said. In the centre here, we've got a massive scrum. We've got 3 different infantry squads, 1, 2, 3, and then in the gap here we've got the Lieutenant, we've got the Lord Commissar, and we've got the Ministorum Priest, and there's the Saiga, and we've got Leman Russ here. This is Pask, surrounded by tank defenders. And then we've got the platoon squad here with the 2 melters. We've got the engine seer ready to fix up any vehicles that need assistance. We've got the Basilisk here. It is out of charge range immediately from the Hell Drakes, but we've still got our defenders in place. And then we've got more guardsmen in here with an auto cannon. And these have the company commander in there. You can see him with his floating skull. That's going to be the relic of Cadia. It's going to beam in a hologram of something that'll rile up the spirits of the Cadians here. We've got the heavy bolters here. Command squad there. Leman Russ there. Leman Russ there. And then we've got the sentinels. They're ready to go forward 9 inches, so we're going to try and put them out in front of the Leman Russ, protected from the incoming Helldrake. So we'll have a look at the Night Lords now. Right, so the Night Lords, they're set up long ago before the Astra Militarum finished setting up, but this is how they look. We've got all of the infantry in the backfield here, right, to just take these objectives like they're supposed to. Rhino squad there, this has got the flamers in. This one, all got 10-man squads in. 2 Hell Drakes in the sky ready to just swoop forward, start disrupting the Imperial Guard lines. They don't actually have to kill anything to be effective, just have to wrap things up, and they're very, very fast. We've got a sorcerer down here. He's the Land Raider. Inside the Land Raider is the 5 Raptors. They're not actually deep striking in. You can put Raptors in Land Raiders now, so they're just going to jump out the front. So if you couple that with the 3-inch get out move, they can actually get out 15 inches from a Land Raider. So they could be in the fight sooner than you think. But of course you can't get the Lord in the Land Raider either, because there's 5 in already, counts as 10. So he's going to deep strike in when he feels the need. And there is the Predator Destructor ready to contribute. Right, Night Lords, they should be going first. We're going to try and steal the initiative with the Imperial Guard. It's always important to get this, doesn't matter what edition you play. Oh, 6 don't even need a stratagem. We were planned on using one as well if we didn't get that. So yes, Night Lords, rug pulled out from them well and truly. Right, turn 1 for the Astra Militarum, we've moved our stuff. and we've pulled our card. So we've got Secure Objective 3 and Defend Objective 5. So Secure Objective 3 is up on that building there, that's off the menu just for now. Defend Objective 5 is over here, so we've sent the Hellhounds around just to see if we can probe that a little bit. Got no prisoners, so we're going to try and kill something. Should be doable. Area denial, so there's no units of the Night Lords within 12 of the centre, so we're going to score D3 victory points at the very first turn for simply doing nothing. So just by stealing the initiative and this area denial, it's already putting the Night Lords on the back foot. Got Witch Hunter and Psychological Warfare, but that's not going to happen just yet, there's nothing on offer. But we've done our Psychic test as well, so we'll just go through movement. So the Hellhounds go through this way, these two squads go forward, and we've combined the squad at the end of the movement phase. So we've consolidated squads, it's a stratagem. So on a 5+, we get this back as well. Warlord, that's a 3, so that's no good. So we've spent a command point, but we've put two 10-man squads together, made a 20-man squad, and then we put a Psychic power on them for Psychic Barrier, gives them a +1 armor save, or +1 to the dice roll to save, should I say. So that's now a big chunk of squad, and they're boosted by the Psychic. They've got the Commissar with them as well, so that's a pretty tough unit now. This unit advances really far up into the middle of the table just to offer themselves as a target, basically. The Demolisher just moves under 5. We're going to fire the Demolisher cannon twice at a Helldrake, probably one on the left. Set that up nicely, and of course at the start of the turn we've unveiled the Relic of Cadia, so everyone within 12 of the Warlord, so that's all the Vehicles here, and the autocannons and heavy weapons teams are going to be able to reroll to hit and to wound against Chaos. Feel really sorry about the Night Lords here still in the initiative, but we don't feel that sorry because after all Chaos sacked Cadia, so this is just cold revenge here. Right, we've issued a few orders around. We did advance from the company commander here with these Vox onto this squad that advanced 2 inches. We've issued first rank fire on this guardsman squad, the big combined squad, and Pask has given himself, pound them into dust, so he's going to be able to re-roll his random shots out of his battle cannon. Deadly, deadly stuff. Right, so we're going to start firing with this Leman Russ first. It's going to go at the Helldrake over there. We're going to play Vengeance for Cadia as well. It's 1 command point. Just Astra Militarum unit. You can reroll all fail to hit and wound rolls for this model, so it's the same as the Relic, but he's outside of 12, so we're using the stratagem anyway. Do we get it back? We don't, because that's our Warlord trait. We'll come in soon, I think, but here we go then. We're going to fire, and we did stay still, so we're going to get a reroll once, but with that stratagem, rerolling everything. So this is going to fire twice. So it's 8 shots in total, we're just going to do them all together. So from the autocannon at the Helldrake. So it does not have hard to hit rule, the Helldrakes, they just fly low. So reroll the misses, so only 1 miss there, that's not looking kind for the Night Lords. Toughness 7 against strength 7. Oh, look at that, this is just going to be awful. Oh, all wound. This is deadly, this is 2 damage each, and that's 7 wounds on the Helldrake. I have to save on 4s. Well, that's a good saving roll. Come on, reroll, still fails. So it's 4 points of damage on the Helldrake there, just off the autocannons. The heavy bolters now going toe to toe with good rolls so far. So 4s to hit, and that's another astonishing roll. Only 2 misses, which we get a reroll anyway. Only 1 miss. It's unbelievable shooting. 5s to wound. And we get reroll failed wounds because of this stratagem. Right. So there's 6 wounds, saving on 4s again. It's AP -1, but only 1 damage this time. Right, it's 3 more wounds. So it's up to 7 now. Or 7. Right, so a few more shots at the Helldrake were fired. First rank fire from a few last guns here. Did achieve a wound, but he saved. And then the heavy bolters speak up with all the rerolls from the commander and managed to shave off another 2 wounds. We fired this autocannon at it as well, but we failed to get those crucial wounds, even with the rerolls. But we've still got more. A lot more. We're going to move on to this Leman Russ now. It's going to try and peg it off. See if we can get that going. In fact, I'm going to measure, are we within 12 of the commander? So there's the commander there. We are within 12. We made sure we were, so just double checking just to make sure. Right, so auto cannons to the 4 against that Helldrake, so you can take it out. Right, another very good roll already. Even if we didn't have these re-rolls, we'd still be doing very well. But we do have these re-rolls. Force to win. So there's 3, and then re-rolls. Just 3. Right, so it's AP -1, so save on 4s again, but it's 2 damage each, and there's a triple fill. 6 wounds. The Helldrake is shot down. Right, gonna see if the Helldrake explodes on a 6. Does not explode. He just goes down. No more scrap. No quarter. We're gonna fire the Demolisher at this Helldrake, and only moved shorter than 5, so it's gonna fire twice. So how many shots are we getting out of the gun? So 4 shots out of Demolisher. We are hitting on 4s. And we've missed them all, but we are within 12 of the Relic of Cadia. Right, we've got 2. Pretty good. Strength 10, so we need 3s to wound this Helldrake. Reroll failed wounds. So that's a 1. So 1 shot there, so saving on your demonic, save of 5. So he gets it, right? Just blocks that shot outright. Pask now, he's going to have a go at the Helldrake. So Pask, he's going to fire his the battle cannon first. So just going to do both shots together. He has got the order pound them into dust on him, so we can re-roll any dice that we don't like the look of. So we're going to re-roll that 2, see if we can get higher. Nope, it's still staying at 2, but 8 shots, still very respectable, especially when you're hitting on 2s like Pask against this flyer. So you've got to remember it does not have the hard to hit keyword, so we're hitting on 2s, so they all hit. Strength 8, so we're needing 3s against the Helldrake. Okay, so we've got a few misses in there, but because of the commander we get a re-roll. Oh, we've filled them anyway, so our luck might be running out here if we can get these saves. So it's D3 damage each, and it's AP -2, so you're saving on 5s, which is your invulnerable save anyway. So 4 saves to make, or else it's D3 damage for each. Oh, pretty good. Gets 2 of them, fails 2. So 2d3 damage each. And we'll get a 3 and a 2, so it's 5 in total. We're having a las cannon from Pask. It isn't any old las cannon, it's the big fat one from the original kit. So it should be good. And he hits on a 2 against this Helldrake. So he's hit, and needing a 3. Gets it. Right, 7 on 5 again, or it's d6 damage. Gets it on a 6. Wow. Stopping the big shots from the Demolisher and the las cannon. So heavy bolters, some trivial shots coming at him. Reroll the 1. All hit on 2s. There's something special past 5s. There's 3, and then we get reroll the wound because of this relic. So there's 4. So 7 on 4s. This is what did the trick on the last one, just firing medium weapons. Saves them all. So this Helldrake is made of different stuff than the other one. The other one was made of paper. Right, we're going to have the Basilisk now. It's going to fire at the same Helldrake. We're going to try and take out those fast movers. Don't want them harassing our lines, so just finish that off. That'll be nice for us. So it's D6 shots out of it. So we're getting 3, but we're going to roll 2 dice and pick the best. So we're going to pick the 4, and we are hitting on 4s. Again, we're within range of the relic, so let's see if we can hit it. So we get 1, we roll the misses. So it's 2. Strength 9. Hit on 3, wound on 3. So we get them both. And it's AP -3 these days, so saving on the demonic 5 again. 2 dice. Gets them both 6s. Well, definitely different stuff. This Helldrake. The Sentinels fire next at the Helldrake. Actually achieved a wound, so good for them. They were hitting on 5s. It was hard ask, and they came through with 1 point there. One wound, should we say, not a whole point. But we're going to move on to the last shots of the turn here. We've got the Hellhound, so we're going to do Inferno Cannon off this one. So we're getting 2 shots out of it these days, and it's 9. Very nice. Very nice indeed. So automatic hits, we don't have to worry about that. Strength 6, so we're needing 5s to wound. And we get a good roll there, so that's 5. That was a 5 there. So we get 5 wounds, AP -1, so saving on 4s. It's not 2 damage anymore, but that's 3 wounds. Right, it's taken 9 wounds now. It's teetering. And then we've got the heavy bolter at it. This is hitting on 5s, you get 1 hit. 1 wound, saving on a 4 again. That one goes through as well. We're starting to weaken it now. It's taking 10 wounds. And we've got this Hellhound, we're going to try and finish it off. How many shots? This is 11, almost the full score. Night Lords can only save really well for so long, it looks like. But that is no damage from that one. They were automatic hits, but we're needing 5s and not a 1 amongst them. So we might actually get away with it, we've been too smug. Heavy bolter at the Helldrake. Misses with all but 1. Wounds on a 5, no. So I think that is all the shots. Right, so it's almost the last shots of the turn. We've got this auto counter fire. I think I almost forgot about it. So it's going to fire at the same Helldrake. See if we can do some more damage. So reroll failed the hit roll. So we get both hits. 4s to wound. Get 1. Reroll the wound because of the relic. Just 1 wound. Saving on 4 again. And makes it again. So this Helldrake is blessed, whereas the other one was cursed. So that's 10 wounds put on this Helldrake, so it's severely damaged. Alright, so that's the final shots of the Imperial Guard turn. So this is on its last bracket of damage now. It will heal a hull point at the start of the next turn, but even then it'll still be on its last bracket, so it's severely damaged and it can only move a fraction of what it could before. So that is the end of the turn. Pretty devastating, as you'd expect from the Imperial Guard on a first turn. That relic is absolutely fantastic. Thank the Emperor that it's not every turn, because that would just be really difficult to play against. But let's have a look at our points here. So we got no prisoners because we killed a unit. We got first blood as well because we shot down the Helldrake. So it's 2 points, and we got area denial for D3 points. So let's see what we can achieve here. There's 2. We're happy with that. We're not going to risk a reroll. So 4 points in that first turn, and we're going to throw away defend objective 5. We're going to throw that away. Right, so Night Lords movement phase. So just when they thought it was looking bad for them, it's actually not so bad. They've just out of nowhere just sprung. So objectives are going to need this one right in the corner, so the Rhino's hanging back to claim that one, and all of the tacticals are getting out. So this squad is from that Rhino in the distance, this one's from this one. You can go surprisingly far from 3 inches out of the Rhino, and then you get to move. It's quite a long way. So there's 2 flamers in there. Going to have a go at these guardsmen. Same thing over here. These are in rapid fire range of the Hellhounds, but they're just getting into the fight, so they could assault them and shut them up for a bit. It's a possibility. Over here the Predator stays still. The Land Raider deposits the Raptors, so it's pretty good having Raptors inside of the Land Raider, especially when they've got melter guns that can jump out 15 inches and they are within double dice range of the Demolisher, so that's bad news for this. And yeah, what's happening now is we're just going to go over a simple textbook psychic phase, but the sorcerer, you can just see him in between the wall and the Land Raider. He rolled a 6 on 2 dice, and now he's perils. So he smote these, so there's D6 wounds to be put on the Sentinel. So how many wounds are these going to take off his smite attack? 6, wow, okay. And himself, he's going to take D3. Only takes 1. So I think that was worth it. 1 wound on the sorcerer for a full Sentinel down. 6 wounds, and that's all they've got. So one of them's dropped on a 6+. It's going to explode. Does not explode, so 1 just goes down. Right, then he continues the psychic phase, does prescience on this melter gun Raptor squad. So they're now hitting on 2s with those melter guns that became incredibly deadly now. Also, because he took out a Sentinel with just a clean smite attack, he's got, what is it, Besieged?
Rise to Glory.
Rise to Glory, which means if a character kills a vehicle, then they get a point. So it is a squadron, but it just says kill a vehicle, not a unit, so it's going to score there. Okay, so the melter guns are going to open up the shooting phase for the Night Lords onto the Demolisher. Let's see it, so hitting on 2s with prescience in effect, so we get both hits. So wounding on 4s, because it is toughness 8. 4s needed on 2 dice. Gets 1 fails 1. Will you use a command reroll to try and secure that?
Yeah, we'll go for that.
Okay, so here we go. See if you can get it. Gets it, right, so it was worth it in the end. Alright, I can't do anything about that. It's AP -4, so it just goes straight through the hull. So it's 2d6 damage, pick your best, twice, so do 2 at a time.
There we go. Oh, I've got 2 different colours.
Alright, okay. So there's a 6 and a 2. So it's 8 wounds put on the Demolisher. So it's not dead, but it's really injured. Okay, so the Raptors fired the rest of the pistols and a crack grenade at the Sentinels. That's what their target was. Achieve a wound with a pistol, so staying effective. And now the Predator in the distance is going to fire at the injured Demolisher. It's only got 4 wounds left, so to try and keep it alive, we're going to play a stratagem, take cover. We're going to +1 to our save and throw, see if we can survive this. And because of our Warlord trait, see if we get our point back. No, so it's gone forever. Okay, so off you go then. See what this Predator can do. It is within 6 of the Raptor champion behind the Land Raider, so he will reroll 1s. Let's go do the Predator autocannon first. So it's 2d3 shots, and it's getting 4. No, sorry, 5. That's pretty good. Right, so hitting on 3s, it did stay still. Rerolling 1s, so 4 hits. So it's still strength 7, but it's good in all other aspects. So I need 5s to wound this Lehman Russ. Gets 2. That's pretty strong. It's AP -1, is it? Or is it AP -2? Is the Predator autocannon better than it?
It's -1.
-1, right. So we're going to cancel that out because of our take cover stratagem. So we're just saving our basic 3s again, really. Fail 1. It's damage 3, isn't it?
Damage 3.
We're just going to have to take that, I think. Just going to have to take it. Don't like it, but we're just going to have to take it. In fact, no. We'll use a stratagem. Live large. Save, right. It was worth it. And do we get that command point back? 6. Yes, we do. So that goes back into the kitty. Right, so 2 las cannons. So it might be all for nothing on these las cannons, or if they hit. Double 1, but can re-roll because of the Lord. Like to see that again.
We do see 1 again.
Yeah. So 3s to wound. Gets a solid wound on a 5, right. We'll be saving on a 6, but a 5 will do with the stratagem in play for take cover. No, that goes through. So it's D6 damage. It might be all in vain after all. 2, and it's got 4 wounds left now. It's been dropped to 2 wounds left. It's on death's door, but more firepower will have to come its way if he wants to see it go. Right, he may have survived that last attack, but what he's done is he's been able to now have to commit the Land Raider to take it out. He's going to try and put it to bed. So las cannons at this, and then heavy bolters at the Sentinels. So made it through 2 las cannons. Don't think we're going to make it through 4. So here we go, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the Raptor Lord behind the tank. All hit. This is it. 3s to wound. Oh, we escaped 2. 2 hits though, and 2 wounds. Right, so we're going to have to save on 6s, but because of take cover, it's going to be 5s. Nothing but the Emperor's going to save us here, and he does. He loves his true guard. He loves them. Absolutely amazing. Right, so the Emperor truly blessed us there, but he now needs to bless the Sentinels. So heavy bolters at the Sentinels. So 6 shots, they all hit. Strength 5 against toughness 5. Even 4s. Right, so 3, and then we're saving on 5s against these. And the Emperor blesses us again, only 1 wound. So got 1 Sentinel dead already, and this one's taken 2 wounds. So it's got 4 left. Alright, the Helldrake, he's going to try and return the favour. He was fired upon by all of the guardsmen, saved everything. Now, this has done the same, but for the Night Lords. But he wants to be the one to finish it off. So Bale Flamer could do it. It's a damaging weapon here. It's 2 damage, that's all it needs to finish it off, just 1 to go through.
3.
So 3 shots are coming out of the Bill Flamer. Automatic hits. Strength 6, you need 5s to wound. Gets 1, this is all it takes. It's AP -2, but with take cover in effect, it's going to be basically -1. So 7 on a 4, and we go down in flames. Yes!
Oh,
yeah. I've had small arm shots from the Night Lords now, so this squad opens up rapid fire onto this Hellhound for some reason. They decide this one, so it takes a wound off the bolt guns. This squad over here fires long range, 2 plasma guns, and the rest of the bolters don't do anything, but the plasma guns do. Put 2 wounds on the Sentinel. It's only got 2 left now, this one, but this one's still fresh. And now it is, what did you say it was? Oh yes, this squad here. It's going to fire onto this squad. So 2 flamers are in range, and then the rest are in rapid fire range. So this squad is going to be looking sick. So you've got 2 flamers. That is not good. Only 3 shots coming out of there. So 3 to wound, but they do all wound. So 7 on 5s. This flat armor is good these days. Seems to work. So 2 have died. Right, so I've got the bolt guns now. See what they can do. That looks very good. Good amount of hits there. 3s to wound. This could just be the whole squad dead.
And then there's a combi hitting on a -1 there.
Okay, off you go. So that gets a hit as well. Find both barrels of the combi. So 3s to wound. What we're looking at there.
So that is 6-8.
8. Right. Yep, this could be the whole squad if we fill this. Some dice. Here we go, then 5s. See if this squad can make it. Pretty good attempt. 3 saves, but 5 go down. So there's just 2 left. Right, so there's 2 guardsmen left. They need to wipe these out to secure a point. That's why it's so crucial. So the Havoc launcher's just been sitting there in reserve waiting to pick it off. So this one first. So it's D6 shots coming at them. Only things I've got the range. 4 disappears behind the wall, but told it's a 4. So 3s to hit. 3 hits, right. Need a wound on 3s. All wound, right. And we save 1, but 2 is all it takes. So 2 dead, that means it's another point for the Night Lords. Alright, the rest of the Havoc launchers chime in now. So this one targets the Sentinels, puts another wound on the Sentinel. So this one's got 1 wound left now. This one fires at this Hellhound, doesn't kill it, or doesn't even put a wound on it, should we say. Tall order to kill it, but it's still only on that original point, hull point that these gave it. So no damage from the Havoc launchers. They've been firing well, but just didn't do it that time. Okay, so finish the shooting phase now. It's onto assaults. This Raptor squad are going to try and go in on the Sentinels. So Overwatch, we fail every single one. Don't get rerolls in Overwatch for Cadia. So in they go. There's lightning claws in there, and there's a few attacks. It should be enough to at least kill a single Sentinel. Joins the fight as well. He's damaged, but he's still eager, so he's in the combat as well. But the Raptors will fight first. The champion with the lightning claws, here he comes. 3 attacks, gets 2 to the death to the false emperor rolls, so an extra 2 coming their way, and the hit with every single one. Right, so he's needing 5s to wound, and lightning claws get a re-roll. Very special stuff. So 1, but re-roll all of these, except for that 6. So 5's needed. And there's an extra one, so 2 wounds with the lightning claws, AP -2, so 7 on 6s. No, so 1 sentinel drops on his last wound, and the other wound goes on the other. But he could explode on a 6, does not explode. Right, so it's got all the rest of the basic attacks, and he's got 5 wounds left. So 6 attacks coming through for the Raptors, and they. Right, so Raptors hitting on 3s, but those 2s still work because they've got prescience on them from the psychic phase, which lasts into the next psychic phase. So 2s work, so needing 5s to wound. So all hits in the Raptors. No death of the full Sentinel rolls there though. And 1 wound coming through. But we do save on a 5. Right, so the Sentinel is going to have to take on this Helldrake. So the Helldrake's only got 2 attacks because it's so damaged. So hitting on 5s as well. But he has missed. That Sentinel breathes a sigh of relief, survives that exchange, takes a single wound, but all of his comrades have died. Sentinel attacks back on the Raptors, but fails to wound, unfortunately. He's only got 1 attack. But that is the end of the turn now for the Night Lords. So, we're just putting together points here. So they've got Secure Objective 6 in the corner there. So there's 1 point. They've got For the Dark Gods, because they destroyed the unit in the middle of their guardsmen. They've got Rise to Glory, because they killed a vehicle with the psychic power from a character, which is the sorcery. Got extremely lucky to bring in that point. Overwhelming Firepower, the squad in the middle again. And Claim and Despoil, so you get D3 victory points for this, because in the centre there, the Chaos forces now control that objective, because the Sentinel's gone down, and so did the squad in the middle, so it's D3. Are they going to be kind? 2 points? It's fairly kind, so 4 points for the basic cards and an extra 2 there, so 6 in total. Night Lords pull ahead. Right, turn 2 for the Astra Militarum, and we've done everything we can do. So these are going to stay still. Going to fire on these Night Lords, get the re-rolls for the Cadia Doctrine, or Regimental Rule. So they're going to try and take out that squad. Over here, the Raptors actually forgot to consolidate, so they've consolidated around the Sentinel, so that Sentinel cannot escape the combat. So we have got Secure Objective 1, which is in the centre there, so all of the 20-man guardsmen squad that consolidated together, they're going to rush in, take that from them, and fix bayonets and go in and try and kill some heretics. Over here, very good. What happened was the first of all, we jury-rigged the Demolisher, got a wound back on it, and then the Tech Priest, he's ran a full 5 inches, advanced with his 6, got there and just got within the required 3 inches, and fixed 3 wounds on it. It must be his favoured tank. So that's now got 6 wounds left. It's back in its second bracket. So it's still hitting on 5s with the Demolisher, but it's got a good target on the Land Raider. And all of these squads just basically stay still. We've got nothing really to do with them. And over here we're going to go on to orders. So orders, we're going to do first rank fire, second rank fire for this massive squad here. From the Lieutenant, he's amongst that group there. From the Commander, he's going to do reroll 1s for the heavy bolters, which will effectively give them reroll all fail to hit rolls, because that's what happens when you're Cadia and you stand still. And he's going to give, Pask is giving himself an order for reroll. It's a special Cadian 1, pound them into dust. He's going to be able to reroll his random dice for his battle cannon, and he's also going to give this Lehman Russ reroll 1s to hit, even though they've got that anyway. But there you go. Because he's got an extra order, he might as well just scream down the Vox at somebody. Right, Psychic Phase. So because this Helldrake's got 3 wounds left, we're going to just try and smite him out the sky. There's our Psyker. See if we can do it. So it passes on a 5. We fail, we're going to use a stratagem to reroll. We'll have to take this out. So it passes, and we're going to check if that other sorcerer is within. So the Night Lord sorcerer in the distance, he is within 24, so he's going to need to beat a 6 to cancel this. He does. The Helldrake will not be going down this turn, so that's a real shame. Thought I might be able to take that out there, and we're going to go on to shooting now. So we're going to see what happens here. We've got first rank fire. There's a lot of them. Going to try and shoot in on those Night Lords. First rank fire from the centre posse killed quite a lot of the Night Lords unit that was there. But then we picked up the slack with the heavy bolters from this, Lehman Russ, and the heavy bolters on high. Just totally cleaned them out. So they're gone. That's going to secure us overwhelming firepower for this turn. And then we turn the turret at the Land Raider, caused 2 damage on it, so it's taking its first bit of damage. We're going to move on to Pask now, so he's going to take on the Land Raider as well. So to help them out here, we're going to play Vengeance for Cadia, and we're going to see if we can get our stratagem back on a 5. No, so that one's gone forever. But he's now going to be able to re-roll failed to hit and to wound rolls. So against the Land Raider, so we're going to fire the heavy bolters, the squad in the distance over there, and then the las cannon and battle cannon at the Land Raider. So he's got his own order on him, grind them, pound them into dust. So he gets to reroll random shots, but we're happy with that, with the 10 from the battle cannon. Don't want to roll lower than a 4, so we'll be happy with that. So hitting on 2s, reroll 1s. Okay. Right, so all but 1. And then we're wounded on 4s, this is the hard part, but with that stratagem in play we get a reroll failed wounds. That's pretty good so far. Right, just failed 2, so that is 7 wounds on the Land Raider, so it's 2 plus save minus 2, so saving on 4s, any that slip through a D3 damage. So you got 7 there?
Yep.
Right, so I can see 2 fills, that was a really good roll. It's already used a stratagem for the wound that it already took. So 2 go through, that was pretty good going from the Land Raider. So 2d3, and that's another 2 each. So it's taking 6 wounds in total this turn. It's pretty good going. Let's move on to the las cannon now. Hits on a 2, it's hit. Wounds on a 3, does wound. Saving on a 5 because it's AP minus 3. So this is crucial, this is the big one. Does save on a 6. That is brutal. Right, we're going to do this demolisher now. So it's going to fire twice at the Land Raider. It's 2d3. We're getting 4 shots. But the hard part is we're hitting on 5s now. But that is pretty spectacular. 3 hits. Nice work. Wound on 3s. Yep. They got a wound. So 5s again. See if you can roll like that again. No, they all go through. Right, it's d6 damage each. All in all, those 3 filled wounds. Devastating stuff. That is devastating stuff. There's 2 6s and a 2. 14 wounds just off the Demolisher alone. So Revenge of the Demolisher. It was crucial that Engine say you're getting close and fixing all those wounds, and the one with the jury rigging card, because that wouldn't have happened otherwise. So this is now dead. Let's see if it explodes, because there's characters here. Juicy characters. Oh, it does explode. Oh my word.
I can't reroll, can I?
No, because you used the stratagem to reroll an armor save for the Land Raider. Wasn't a bad idea, but this, who can predict a 6? So on the Sorcerer, D3 wounds. He's going to take 2. He's not dead. The Lord takes 3. Isn't this just the case with you and your exploding vehicles?
So,
and it doesn't stop there. The Raptors are within 6. The Helldrake and the Sentinel aren't, but the Raptors are. So they're going to take 2 mortal wounds as well. Devastating. Stellar work from the Demolisher there. Who could have seen that coming? Right, we've got this Lehman Russ. He's going to try and take out this Predator. So he's got more hard work in front of him, I think. So he's hitting on 4s, really on 1s because of the Cadia regiment trait. But he's on fire with his rolls. 4s to wound. So we're getting 3. It's AP minus 1. 4s to save. Each of these is 2 damage. 2 fills there, so that's 4 damage in total. Now we've got some heavy bolters. Reroll 1s. That's excellent shooting. Absolutely excellent. 5. So just another wound. Saved on a 4 again. And that goes through as well. Filled, saves is the order of the day for the Night Lords in this turn. Right, we've got the Basilisk. He's going to have a go now at this Predator. So if we can just take out this Predator, that'll pretty much be all the heavy guns that the Night Lords have, just not able to fire anymore. Just totally gone. What would they have to take out the tanks? I do not know. But the Imperial Guard are going in for the kill here. So Basilisk, 2 dice, pick the best for shots. We're only getting 2, but they might be all we need to damage it severely. So we've got 1 hit, strength 9, that's a wound. AP minus 3 now, so it's saving on a 6, does not get it, so it's D3 damage, and gets the full 3. It's taking a beating now, the Night Lords. Okay, it's down to 3 wounds left this now. We're going to try and finish it off with 2 grenade launchers from the windows. They're just behind those windows there. Hitting on 3s because they're a command squad. When you get 1, do not wound. So don't think we've got any more firepower to dedicate that way to the Predator, so I think it's going to get away with it. I've got 2 Hellhounds now. We're going to target this unit, so we're going to see what happens here. We've got this Hellhound first. It's going to get 10 shots. When it rains, it pours. And they should have never sacked Cadia. So here we go. These are automatic hits, so straight into wounds, and that is unfriendly. That is 9 wounds on the Night Lords, saving on 4s. Oh, that looks like some good saves. I can see 2 fails.
2 more to roll.
So that's 4 fails in total. There's 4 dropped, and that's just 1 Hellhound. Right, Heavy Bolter gets another 1, so there's another 1 down. This one now is going to fire on them with the Inferno Cannon. This one's getting 5 shots this time, so not as eye-wateringly brutal as the other one. So 3 wounds, saving on 4s. Gets 1 fail in that, so there's another 1 dropped down dead. And then the Heavy Bolter rerolls 1s. So there's 1 hit because it didn't move, and no wound. So just another 1 dead off that Inferno Cannon. So 4 left, so 6 down. We do have psychological warfare, so that might be an opportunity to score that. Alright, so that's all from the Imperial Guard lines. That was a devastating volleys of fire from over here, just taking out that Land Raider, and over here it wasn't pretty either. So the Night Lords, all of a sudden, they've lost a lot in this turn, and they're going to lose a little bit more because they're going to charge in heroically against these Raptors. So we're going to put in the Lord Commissar first because he's going to lead the charge, so show them how it's done. So he's going to go 6, and then we'll roll for the rest. Okay, so we've made our charges. We've put everyone but these 2 characters in the combat. So there's all of the 20-man platoon squad, and the Commissar's gone in. The Lord Commissar is going to put that power sword to use, but these 2 aren't. They're just going to we're going to watch that on. But the Sorcerer, or the Psyker, he goes in on the Helldrake. He's going to fancy his chances to take that demonic vehicle out. And because he's going to be within 6 of each of the units, they're going to get an extra attack. But the Commissar's, I've misplaced the Commissar and he's not within 6 anymore, so we're just going to have to lump that. But he's going to give an extra attack to everyone within 6. Alright, so we're going to do the Lord Commissar. He's got 3 attacks. He would have 4 if we just remember to put him within 6 of him, but it's a mistake. We're just going to live with it. So it's 2s to hit. We get them all. So here's the hard part, 5s with the power sword. No, nothing. Tell you what, we'll re-roll one of these with stratagem since we're at turn 2 now. No, doesn't happen. And do we get our stratagem back? Yes, we do. Right. We're going to do all of the assaults now with the basic troops. We're just going to do this off camera because there's a lot of dice. Everyone's got an extra attack because of him. A lot of dice. Alright, bit of a blunder there. All the guardsmen try to put all of those attacks to use, but the Night Lords save well this time. So there's 1 left, and it's the champion with the lightning claws. So nothing we can do about that. Maybe the Sentinel might turn around and stomp him in the head, or mule kick him. That's what he's from the back there. That's might be what will happen. But we've got the Psyker because he's charged, so he's going to fight next. So within 6 of the priest, so he's got 4 attacks, and he's hitting on 3s. Gets 2. Wound on 5s. Does not get any. That was D3 damage possibility, but not anymore. Right, so the Sentinel's going to try and stomp this Raptor champion. Gets a hit, wounds on a 3. Gets that wound, let's see if he finally succumbs. Does not, he stands. Okay, so they're going to fight back now. Right, so not much happening for the Night Lords there. Just puts 2 wounds on the Sentinel. Chose to attack the Sentinel, try and finish it off, but it's not to be. So it hangs on. It frustrates the Night Lords because it just keeps on getting 6+ saves. It just isn't dying. So that is the end of the turn. Now we have to do a morale check for these Night Lords because there's points at stake here. So they've lost 6. So 6 plus 1 is 7. They're going to be fine. So no psychological warfare. This one he lost 2 out of his squad, but I think he's going to be okay. Doesn't matter what he rolls, he'll be okay. Alright, Guardsmen don't take any casualties, but even if they did, the Commissar will keep them in line. But that is the end of that turn. So we're going to count up the points, see what is going on. Right, so we've got 2 points that round. We've got secure objective 1, because we've swarmed onto that objective with our objective secured, and we've got more bodies there anyway, so we take that one back for ourselves. And we've got overwhelming firepower because we took out the Land Raider and we took out that squad. If we just got that Rhino or the Predator, or if we just wiped out that squad, that could have been D3, but it's not to be. But we'll be happy with those 2 points, I think. Right, so the Night Lord's turn 2. Is it turn 2?
Mm-hmm.
So much has happened, it's only turn 2. And the attack has been called off. They're not going to go around this building anymore. As soon as the Demolisher just did not go down and it returned fire and blew up that Land Raider, the attack was off. So this Raptor squad, they've just abandoned them. It's the weight of chaos is just not going to get support. So even the Predators come back round here with the Sorcerer. Just going to try and keep the numbers up and keep the objectives, because they're still going to score high, the Night Lords. They're not going to be doing much damage, but they will score. The Raptor champion, he moves over here, and then he gets bounced over with warp time right over here, and it looks like he's going to try and take out the enemy Psyker. So there's a hatred for sorcerers in Chaos, especially Imperial ones. So he looks like he's going to get his comeuppance. But over here, just manning the objectives, just keeping them safe, and it's not a matter of damage, it's just can they hold out, keep those points rolling in, and surely they'll collect a handsome victory at the end, because the Imperial Guard are just miles away from the objectives, but they've just got the long range guns, so it's looking like a bit of a kicking, but the Night Lords just still picking up loads of points. And speaking of points, because he was warp timed all the way around this side of the building, that's going to give the Night Lords harness the warp, or master the warp as it's called now, and that's already in the bag for them, and they should have a few more on the way. Okay, Night Lords, they tried the shooting, they've fired pretty much everything, well, literally everything, at this Hellhound. So the best shots were from the overcharged plasma guns, didn't get hot and delivered the goods. 4 wounds on the Hellhound here, and then all of the Havoc launchers, they've done well too, and they've basically, after it's all said and done, they put 6 wounds on it, so it's now on 7. It's starting to smoke, it's on its 2nd bracket of damage, but it's only slowing down. The ballistic skill doesn't really matter, it's got a flamer, but it's starting to slow down, so its application for going forward and taking objectives is starting to wane now. So Night Lord's just causing a little bit of damage. We knew it wasn't going to be much, but they're starting to slow the Imperial Guard down even more. So we're going to go on to combat. So the Lord is going to go in on the Psyker, that'll do. This is going to be ugly. Okay, so the Rhino's going in. On which one? Left or right?
The one that's not damaged.
Okay, the one on the left. So he's definitely in on an 11, but we'll overwatch him first. So we've got heavy bolters, get 2 hits. Get 1 wound, saving on a 4.
Yeah.
Saves, and then the Inferno Cannon at the Rhino. We have 4 shots, or 4 hits rather. And we deliver 1 wound, which does wound, so the Rhino's taking a little bit of damage. Right, the Night Lord's champion, he's gone in. This is going to be the death of the Psyker. He just did not see this coming, the speed in which he came around the building. So he's got 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, and rerolls 1s. And because he rolled a 6, that's a death to the False Emperor, so he generates another. So you need to hit with that red one. And he does. Does not generate further Death of the False Emperor rolls, but he's wounded on a 3, and he can re-roll because they are special lightning claws. Okay, so they've all wounded, and that is 6 wounds. They are D3 damage each, and AP -3. We don't need to roll for damage, because he's just dead. He's just flayed him 100 times over with those claws. Didn't even stand a chance, so what can you expect? It's just another skull on his belt. Alright, so the Raptor Champion, then he's not a Raptor Champion, he's the lord of the whole thing, so he consolidates into the Guardsman. It's a dangerous thing to do, because the Guardsman will be able to fight him, but he's had to do it just to keep in combat, because all these vehicles could swing around and pick him off in the open. That's not what you want, when he's already taken 3 wounds off that explosion from the Land Raider. So the Night Lords are going to select one unit to fight here, so which one's it going to be? Alright, so you can see there's been some casualties there, so it's not what you think. What happened was, the Raptor Champion fought the Commissar, put 2 wounds on him. Commissar fought him back, failed to wound him. The Helldrake then fought the Sentinel. The Sentinel blew up, killed the Raptor, put another wound on the Lord, put another wound on the Commissar, killed the Guardsman, and everyone's looking in bad shape here. So the Commissar's on his last wound, the Lord's on his last wound, and all the Guardsmen have fought, or all the Guardsmen who can have fought the Lord. They've put 2 wounds on him. He's going to need to save at least one of these, or he's dead. He's saving on a 3. He's on his last wound.
This one.
Saves. Saves again. He's going to survive. What a lucky old chap he is. But we've got a few more Guardsmen attacking the Helldrake. Alright, so the Guardsmen have tried to fight the Helldrake, and they just didn't do anything. It's too tough. And the bumper cars over there, just no damage. Nothing's going on for them. But plenty going on for the objective points. They've got Master of the War for the psychic power, no prisoners, and secure objective 5 because it's over there. So Night Lords, doesn't look like they did much that turn, but 3 points. Very respectable 3 points. Okay, we're into Astra Militarum turn 3, and pull out cards. We're only down to 4 in your hand now, and they've got to be crucial at this stage when you're starting to lose chances to score, and they're not good. We're only going to perhaps score 2 points this turn if we're lucky. The dice is being pretty kind to the Astra Militarum, but the cards aren't. It's the opposite for the Night Lords. So what we've done here then is we've dropped out of combat with the big squad. The Commissar was not in the combat. After the Raptor Champion died, he was no longer in combat anyway. But this squad was, so they've dropped back, and we've put the order on them for get back into the fight. So they're going to be able to shoot, even though they've dropped out of combat themselves. So it's exposed the Helldrake and the Lord. It's not looking good for them. We've got this Lehman Russ that's pulled over to this objective a little bit. It's still. Is going to be able to trigger its grinding advance rule. We're going to try and shoot down the Helldrake with the autocannons. And over here, this trusty Demolisher is being fixed up again. Masterful artisan work from this engine seer. It's as if it's taken 3 hull points now. It's regained so many hull points with that and jury rigging. It's only taken 3 now. So it's back on its full bracket and it's ready to fire. It did move a little bit, but it's got heavy flamers, so it's not going to matter anyway. And then Pask, he's pulled forward a little bit. He's going to give this the same order as he usually gets, pound them into dust, because he can do 2, which is awesome. So going to re-roll those random shots from the turret, so it's going to be frightening once again. This Lehman Russ has stayed still. We're going to try and fire shots down here because we've cleared the way. We've broke off combat with this Hellhound. It's not going to be able to do anything, but this one will. It's just pulled forward a little bit. It can fire though. exposed this rhino. We're going to try and take it out with some shots here. The heavy bolters have moved forward, just going to try and get some shots off with them. They're just trying to get a better position. And the basilisk is going to try and score a point for us for death from afar. If we can get something in our deployment zone to kill something in the Night Lord's deployment zone, which would target the predator, we'll get a point for that. So we're going to hope for that. So first we're going to see off this Lord. He's on his last wound. The Helldrake has only got 3 left now. There's no way they should survive this firepower now that they're exposed. Alright, so the Helldrake's gone down. We did fire this Leave and Rust at it, and it didn't deliver, but this autocannon did. So it finally dropped out of the sky, did not explode, and now there's only the Lord exposed now. And we're going to give the honour to the Commissar. He's got a plasma pistol. He's going to try and shoot him right in the face. So he's hit on a 3. Needs a 3 to wound. Gets that wound right. So you need to save that on his invulnerable 4. Mix it. Oh, he's got the Warlord trait which allows you to re-roll. So he's made it through. Now we're going to fire las guns at him. I'm going to humble him dearly with these las guns. And there we go. That's all it took. Volley from the las guns. We're trying to burn him out first with the flamers, but he saved really well. Even used his Warlord trait, but then succumbed to the fire. So we wouldn't have been able to do that without the order for get back in the fight. So very good one to make sure you drop out of combat and stay in good fighting form. So he's dealt with. That's a point for killing the Warlord. So the points are starting to come in after the fall of the Warlord. The Basilisk is next to fire, fires a shot all the way over the building indirectly, takes out the Predator. So because it's now been taken out, that's a point for death from afar. But if it explodes, the Sorcerer is at risk of coughing up another victory point. So if they roll another 6 for explosion, then...
Please no.
Oh, it was a 5. Just teasing you. These gods are fickle. I know you haven't pledged yourself to a god, but maybe you should have. But the Sorcerer will survive because we've got Witch Hunter. If he went down there, I would have been very pleased. Alright, so we've fired everything else with the Imperial Guard now. We've fired the Demolisher Cannon at that Rhino. Severely damaged it. It's 6 wounds on it now. And heavy bolters and Pask firing on this squad. Pask doesn't do very well with his battle cannon, but he does extraordinarily well with these heavy bolters. So this squad has been reduced down to 4. So what we're trying to do is force a morale check because we need psychological warfare still. So they're at a -6 now. And this fires over here, gets 5 wounds on this Rhino. So took one before, it's got 4 wounds left. And there was a squad of 4 here, just dispatched via the Hellhound. So this degrading still doesn't degrade the Flamer. It's so potent. Flamer's not been degraded. Always hitting. It's just really savage stuff. So I think the winner of that round goes to the Basilisk, firing that expert shot. He scored as a point for getting rid of that Predator. And Warlord kill gave us a point. Now if this squad fails the morale check, we can get another point here. So the leadership 8, and they've lost 6, so it's 6 plus this dice roll. Ooh, 11. So they have failed the morale check. No more stratagems in hand to help them out here. They really wanted to play the Night Lords in Midnight Clad stratagem to try and rescue that squad, but no command points left. So we do get psychological warfare, so that's another point. We've scored 3 this turn. That's better than we thought we were going to do that round. Some devastating stuff coming through, and the Night Lords are looking really thin. Right, so just when you think it's coming to a close to the Night Lords, they have scored 2 more points. Defend objective 6. So at the end of the Imperial Guard turn, they have scored that in the opposition's turn. So 2 points more for the Night Lords. So they're dying, but they're still scoring. Unbelievable stuff. Okay, it's getting extremely difficult for the Night Lords now, if it wasn't as difficult before. They pulled Witch Hunter, which is a shame because they've already killed the Psyker, but it's not done retrospectively. It's not like Slay the Warlord, Kingslayer rather. But they have pulled the Long War. It could be done. They just got to kill a unit. This has got 4 wounds left. This Hellhound. There's still a plasma gun. and Havoc launchers is possible, but it is going to be hard. But they have got a sorcerer, in fact. He's going to fire up his smite. If he can do that, that's going to put in big gains for that, to try and make that happen. Secure objective 2, going to score that one as well. Big game hunter, it's probably not going to happen, but it might if they take that out. So, still points up for grabs. There's barely anything left. There's just this guy, the sorcerer, and 3 rhinos, but still points at stake. Right, sorcerer, he's going to cast smite on this. Let's see how he does. That comes off on a super smite as well, and he doesn't perils. So it's going to be D6 mortal wounds, and there's nothing we can do about that. Our Psyker has died long time ago.
Oh,
just
give me a break.
So,
give me a break.
Like we said before, the Chaos Gods are so fickle. You should have aligned with Tzeentch and he would have blessed you with something better than a 1, I'm sure. But still, although it was only 1 point, it now means there's only 3 to go. That was disappointing from the sorcerer. He promised so much there. Right, so what we're going to do next? You're going to do plasma gun. He's going to overcharge. He's going to overcharge. His last stand here. Here he goes. He's got a double 6. Right, all he needs to do is get a double 3 or
just
higher.
the red dice again. Oh,
he's got 1. Save on a 6. If not, it's another 2 wounds. Oh, there we go. And he's taking an extra 2 wounds. He's got 1 left. If the Havoc launchers can just chime in and see this off, there's a lot more points for the Night Lords again.
Is that Rhino? It's using its flamer.
Oh, it's got a flamer, so it's going to return the favour with
shots.
1 blessed with another 1. It is a wound though, so it's saving on a 3. We don't, right? In fact, we're going to re-roll this with our command stratagem because we're cheeky like that. And we get it. Let's see if we get our stratagem back. But because it's turn 3, it costs twice as much. So we get 1 back, but not the other. So that's still alive on its last wound. But you got the Havoc launcher. It did stay still.
It's a combi flame, so it's a combi component.
Alright, okay. So it's the combi part of the gun.
So 1.
It doesn't actually hit because it's a -1 if you fire both barrels. But because it's damaged, it would need 5s. So
damage, yeah.
Yeah, so with the damage in account, that didn't work.
So
but the Havoc launcher will be hitting on 4s. It's cranking out 4 shots. It gets 1 hit. That's all it needs. It's just being efficient. No, that's another 1. Cursed by 1s here. Right, second chance. We've got. Going to do the Rhino in the distance. This is untouched, so it will be hitting on 3. So how many shots? I'll have just the 1 again.
Goodness sake.
The Night Lord's Despair. Does get a hit, does get a wound. No, it doesn't, because it's only strength 5, so it does not wound. Right, long range bolter from it, I think.
It's out of range,
Out of range. It did move forward last turn.
Did it? Well, it is in range.
It is in range, so 2 shots, hitting on 3s. Gets them both, right, 5s. Gets 2, this is it. Unless the Emperor can save us once again. And he does.
What?
He does a 4 and a 3. The Emperor blesses us once again, while the gods deny.
Nothing short of tedious.
Deny chaos at every turn, right? So
Havoc launcher.
Havoc launcher, yeah. 3 shots. At least it's not a 1. 2 hits. 5s. Gets 1. All comes down to this. Save. Combi bolter.
Yeah,
This is the last. This is the last roll of the dice, literally, for these points.
Here you go.
Gets 2 hits, even though it's damaged. Here we go. 5s. No, it's not enough.
We surrender.
Not enough. Right, desperation for the Night Lords. This is going to ram into the side. It's the last chance to dance. Right, so D3 attacks. The full 3. Right, that's a good start. 6s to hit. Gets 1. It did survive the Overwatch, it's worth mentioning. So 1 hit at strength 6 on a 4. Okay, 4 is no good. Just double check just to make sure this is toughness 7, and it is. Not good enough when you run out of stratagems. So just because that held on, really frustrating for the Night Lords there. The Sorcerer should have had that sewn up after that.
Yeah.
11 was rolled for smite.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was disappointing from the Night Lords, clearly. Mostly the Sorcerer's fault. Don't know what he's playing at. But score a point there for that objective. And because they scored another 2 for defending objective 6, but that was from the Guardian's last turn, but we're just going to include it in this round's points. So 3 points for the Night Lords there. They didn't do anything much, but still 3 points, still scoring high. Alright, Astra Militarum turn 4 now. We're getting to the bitter end here, and it is a bitter end. I think the Night Lords might have run out of steam now. We're just going to really push the issue, and we really feel sorry for them. It's just not been a good day at the office for them. The objectives that we've pulled is Overkill. It's an easy one to get. Just kill a unit with a vehicle. So I mean that's the Astra Militarum's forte, so that's not going to be hard whatsoever. And we've got Witch Hunter. We've had this in our hand for a long time. Finally, it looks like it's going to come to fruition. We've got the heavy flamers on this. We've advanced with this unit, and we've also done an order for them for move, or was it forwards for the Emperor? Yeah, it was forwards for the Emperor. It means they can shoot after they've advanced, so they're going to get some shots in as well. This breaks off combat again. This one goes forward. It's going to look to just be an opportunist, and we're going to fire at this Rhino again from this Lehman Russ. Pask is going to try and send his shots up that little channel there, take out the the Rhino. The Basilisk will just try and pick off a long range target, as Basilisks do. So if these Rhinos go down, we're looking at probably a clean out against the Night Lord. So we'll see how this shooting phase goes. Feel nasty, but you know, they shouldn't have messed with Cadia. Okay, so we're just basically putting the Night Lords out of the misery now. The Sorcerer was killed with all the heavy flamers on the Demolisher. Demolisher then fires at this and blows it up with the help of this Hellhound as well. That leaving us in the distance was enough to just take out that Rhino. So there's only this Rhino left now, and we've still got Pask to fire, and we've still got the Basilisk in the distance to fire. So we're just going to put them out of the misery. It's the last roll of the game. So the Basilisk is getting 5 shots. Hits on 4s. Gets 3 hits. Wounds on 3s, gets them all, and you are saving on, it's AP -3 now, so it's 6s, and makes none. Right, D3 damage each, so just getting 1, 2, 3, 4, so not too bad, but Pask is going to finish them off here. We'll just give him the final roll of the game. Alright, so Pask's had his shots, and the Rhino survives. It's on its last wound, but we're just going to call the game there. It was just such a savaging from the Imperial Guard. We knew they were going to be good, and they are very good. Night Lords, not the strongest of the Chaos armies, could be better. We're going to have to see how the Imperial Guard do against other armies, but very, very potent, very good firepower. Even in a game that I thought they would lose, and they almost did, just because the Night Lords had all of the objectives. Imperial Guard would have had to move across to get them, but still, the firepower was enough to basically table the Night Lords. That was pretty devastating stuff. Really unlucky for the Night Lords in 2 turns there, I think, with the Demolisher just not going down, and then the Land Raider getting a double 6 against it to kill it. Well, that's what you get. That's what you get for demolishing Cadia. I think there will be no consequences to destroying a planet. Chaos, you were wrong.